God, here we go again, man. Nobody is safe right now in our industry. Microsoft is cutting 1,900 staff across Xbox, Bethesda, and Activision Blizzard. Andy Robinson over at VGC. In a message sent to staff obtained by IGN, Spencer said Microsoft would provide, quote, full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits informed by local employment laws, end quote. Alongside the layoff news, Blizzard president Mike Ybarra has confirmed he's decided to leave the company. Alan Adham, Blizzard's chief design officer, is also leaving the company, reports The Verge. Dude, everybody's bailing? This is kind of weird. Blizzard's previously announced survival game, which is being helmed by Ubisoft's former Far Cry boss, Dan Hay, has also been canceled as part of these changes. Dude, what is going on over at Microsoft right now?
Yeah, there's some big decisions happening, some big changes, and it doesn't sound good.
Not at all. The layoffs come just 3 months after Microsoft's completion of its $69 billion acquisition of Call of Duty owner Activision Blizzard. Spencer said in the email to staff, quote, as we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an acquisition plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. As part of this process, we made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce to approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 people on our team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part in the process of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and the Xbox teams, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished here. We are grateful for all of the creativity, passion, and dedication they have brought to our games, our players, and our colleagues. Looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that will grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games to more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I am as confident as ever in your ability to create and nurture the games, stories, and worlds that bring players together. End quote. The news follows just a year on the Microsoft's last round of layoffs, which have partially affected its gaming teams. In January 2023, it confirmed plans to lay off approximately 10,000 people, or around 4.5% of the U.S. technology giant's 220,000 person workforce. Job losses across the games industry were widespread in 2023, with 9,000 layoffs estimated, and they don't appear to be slowing down this year. According to a GDC survey, around a third of the developers say they were impacted by layoffs at their workplace over a 12-month period. Of 3,000 developers surveyed, 35% of them said they were impacted by layoffs during this period. 7% were partially laid off. A further 17% said colleagues in their departments were laid off, and 11% said their teams or departments had layoffs. Holy crap, Scott.
Yeah, literally affecting just about everybody in the industry. And 9,000 jobs is obviously a large number. We're adding 1,900 to that in one company here. That's a whole town worth of people. I just want to put that into perspective.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people getting impacted here. Our hearts go out to everybody. Hopefully they're going to get things figured out and land on their feet. Then, okay, let's take a couple notes here, because Blizzard's president, Mike Ybarra, is now gone. Alan, right? Blizzard's chief design officer, he's left, or at least reports of leaving. And then Dan Hayes Game, the developer from former Ubisoft of Far Cry, went over here to Blizzard to work on this survival game. Dude, they just scrapped it. Microsoft comes in, you think things are going to start rolling? Not in this direction, though.
Yeah, I would have expected them to come in with the financial backing to support any of these projects, but to Phil Spencer's here quote, they do have to kind of slim down and have growth in the long-term mind, but growth isn't exactly viable, possible when you're cutting 1,900 people. That's kind of the opposite of growth, in my opinion.
No, absolutely.
I understand there's a long-term game to be playing, but it's just, does it involve canceling all these projects? It feels a bit like an Embracer situation. I don't know if you can cancel your way out of an issue like that.
Well, so when it comes to a survival game, was it a games as service model or was it just a game? Like, where are we here? What scope? How far was the development along this? And whereabouts were they? I'm real curious where Dan's game was at. All of a sudden, Microsoft sweeps in because they purchased now Activision Blizzard, right? And now kind of own the rights to everything that they do, and went, nah, this isn't working. We're gonna scrap it. Dude, what are you? A year in? 2 years? 4 years? 5, 6? Almost on the verge of going into beta. Like, how far along in the development was this game? And it just, man, dude, not what I expected to see. Waking up this morning, right? Coming in and going,
No.
Holy 1,900 people. Now this is across. Think about it though, right? This is across Xbox, Bethesda, which we heard rumors were coming, and then Activision Blizzard. That's 3 companies. And out of those 3 companies, they just spent $69 billion buying Activision Blizzard. So some people I kind of expected to get laid off. 1,900 people is a little bit more than I expected. Riot Games just yesterday laid off 500.
No, man. It's not going to end. It's still not over.
Well, okay, so what I'm waiting for next, PlayStation. Where's their turn, right? Like, everybody's been hit. Ubisoft, I haven't really seen much either. So maybe Ubisoft and PlayStation next. Oh, hopefully not, right? Like, that's the last thing we want to see. Are people lose their jobs in the industry that we love. This hurts.
Ubisoft did kind of buckle down and focus on what is the money-making machines. So they kind of did streamline their way to the end here. So hopefully that kind of keeps things going in their favor. But the other option is cancellation. And I don't think Blizzard canceling this is a good sign. I think we'll see them kind of tighten up and go back to what makes them a lot of money. But what exactly does that look like in terms of Blizzard right now? Call of Duty for Activision, of course.
Sure.
Yes. Blizzard's Overwatch isn't coming back anytime soon.
I think that's what really hurt them, right? Maybe that had an impact on what Dan was building with his survival game, because Overwatch didn't have the success coming into Overwatch 2. Here we go, right? And then, man, that league, the pro league, is like scrapped for Overwatch now because of their decision to do Overwatch 2 and the way that panned out. And then Xbox with 343. It's funny, we had a comment this morning saying, you know what they should do with Halo? Is that they should just move it over to an Activision Blizzard team, the Call of Duty team specifically, and let them take the reins with Halo. Dude, I thought that was a fantastic idea. I would love to see what they could do that way. Oh, man.
I so disagree with that.
I don't.
I'd be very curious to see the kind of Franken monster that comes out, but everybody really didn't like Halo 4 for Call of Duty-esque reasons, so I don't think that's what the fan base wants.
I think it's time for a change, and they should shake it up. Let's see what happens. Activision is there, now part of the family. Here's an opportunity, but dude, closing teams down, like letting people go, it's not the direction we want to see our industry, and I hope at one point things start changing around this year, because damn, I'm getting exhausted doing this.